Hi everybody, this is sjej here. Today we're going to talk about the befaster time attack challenge that was held last week, and we have now finalized the result, and I'm happy to announce that our winner here is actually sjej, followed by Devotee84 and also Synthetical. So in this time trial we actually have 4 participants, and unfortunately one of them, driver chitty chat box, is we have to disqualify his time due to the fact that he actually used a tuned car that is over and above the regulation. So we will be focusing on the top 3 drivers, and then first thing first, do welcome Taddson, that is also joining in with me to do this commentary on comparison between sjej and also Devotee84. So, hi Taddson.
Hello, hi everybody.
So I'm actually on share play right now with Taddson, and then he'll be taking over the screen and also walk through with us. Here we are, replaying sjej's replay. So I will hand this over to Taddson. He will also then share with us his input as well. So over to you, Taddson.
Okay, so here we are at the start of his flying lap. Okay, so in the entry of the last corner, he already started sliding and also slid out of the last corner. So this will affect his entire speed on the run down to the start finish rate.
Right.
So this kind of like took away some of his time also.
I guess ultimately we are looking at a very long and fast straight right ahead, right? So the exit speed in that last corner, out of the last corner, and approaching the main straight would be pretty much critical.
Yeah, but then again, like after the start finish line, there's only a short run down to the first corner, so it's a very minute
advantage,
time loss lah. So it should be fine for him. Okay, so now coming into the first braking zone, he brakes at the 50-meter mark, just before the 50-meter mark, which is the ideal braking point.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is good. And he's on full brakes.
Right.
And also trail braking, so he's like turning while on full brakes also. But then as he approaches the entry of this corner, he starts to ease off the brakes, so he can let the car turn in and turn into the apex of the first corner, which is very important because you have to carry the speed through the first corner, which he does quite well in this lap.
Yeah. So the apex was on point.
Right. Yeah, he rides over the curbs.
Yep.
So like you have to try to take advantage of the track as much as possible to save time. So like cut the curve to find the shortest possible route. Okay, so very smooth and very quick.
Very on point.
Okay, but here, this corner is where he made his first mistake of the lap, which cost him quite some time. Okay, the braking point, he braked at just after the 100-meter board, which is this gray road, gray patch of road that is in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But it's there, and that's the ideal braking point for the Porsche.
Okay.
So he brakes here, which is okay. But then the mistake that he made is he turned in too early. So he did an early apex, which is not good for this corner. This corner is ideally a late apex or like a normal apex corner, never a early apex. Because if he turns in too early, and then he rides over the curb and the curb just shoots him out
Mm.
onto the outside curb. And then his car lands onto the astroturf, which is the dark green route just
Yeah.
after the curb.
Yeah, the
Which
patch
sucks
right.
his car. Yeah, and you can see his car like tilting, like tilted to one side already.
Mm.
It's like struggling for traction,
It's kind of
just
unstable.
struggling to get out of that corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so he
destabilizes
lost a
the
lot.
car.
Yeah, like his wheel is just he's correcting and fighting the car, so
Right.
lost a lot of time there.
Okay.
Okay, so he manages to recover and carries on. Okay, this corner he did a very nice trail brake into it, so no time lost there.
Okay.
Very smooth.
He
Just
really.
runs a bit wide here, but it's okay.
Right.
But okay, still fine. Yeah. Smooth.
Okay.
Okay. So this corner,
Yeah. This is where.
not the next one.
No worries.
Yeah, this one. So this corner, normally I would take a safer and slow entry in,
Mm-hmm.
and trail brake into the corner. And the key is braking early for this corner. Once you brake late for this corner, you will just miss the apex and you will lose the speed throughout the whole corner.
Right.
So what SJ did, he braked too late,
Mm-hmm.
and as you can see, his car he can't hit the apex, which is the ideally on the curb. He misses the curb
Yeah.
completely,
Yes.
and you can see his car sliding. His car just slid away from the curb.
Yep.
And on this track, this sort of slow hairpins, you don't want your car to be sliding, because you want your car to be turning
Yes.
and continuing on with the corner and not sliding away from the corner. So he lost a bit of time here also. But he managed to recover also, so it's quite nice. And he carries a lot of speed through that corner. And yeah, his last sector is very smooth. As you can see, flat through here, lots of speed.
Yeah. And this
Brakes
apex is
in
really
time.
on point.
Yeah, the car just rotates very nicely and sets him up for a very nice run to the final patch.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a good from SJEJ.
So I think in at least from what I see here is SJEJ's driving style definitely is a bit more on the aggressive side, but he really utilizes all the curves that he is on the track, and also carry a lot of speed and trying to brake as late as possible into the corners. So granted, yes, in this replay we noticed that there are some corners that he really did miss the apex, and the turning to the apex is also not ideal. But overall, I think it's really a pretty good lap, and not to mention it's really fast as well.
Yeah, and I think he's using the controller. So
It seems like he's
yeah,
using definitely not probably not steering wheel or something like that.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So good job SJEJ.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's look at the next one. So now we will look at Devotee 84's best lap replay. So we'll also be sharing with you guys the side-by-side comparison replay so that you can see the rather different driving style between the two drivers, sjej and also Devotee 84. So we'll try to sync the laps up together so that you can have a better feel and look of how they drive around this track um, in the same car. Right, so back to you, Taddson.
Okay, so here we are with Devotee's lab. Okay, so here we go. Okay, he knows the 50-meter braking point. So no time lost there between him and sjej. Yeah, brakes at 50-meter board.
Which is very, very similar to sjej's.
But the difference here is that you can see a slight speed difference between him and sjej. He carries a little less speed compared to sjej, and he's just a bit less aggressive, but just smoother.
Yeah, can we do a rewind again?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So let's go past the first corner. Then, okay, wait for this one. Okay, just continue all the way down the slope. And then we will touch the apex here. And then I need to pause right here. So notice the placement of the car between sjej's and Devotee's 84. So around this corner, if you remember sjej's lap, his entire car is really onto the rubber strip and maximizing the whole track width, whereas Devotee is using a slightly more safer approach. His car is totally planted onto the tarmac itself without even touching the rubber strips at all. So I think this would have also contributed to some of the speed difference here in terms of the exit speed out of this corner.
Yeah, true, but yeah lah, that's because the game because like in real life you wouldn't be wanting to try sjej's line because your car might get ruined.
Definitely.
Track marshals will definitely come after you, but then it's within the game's limits. So
correct.
By all means. Okay, so we carry on with Devotee's lap. In this corner, he brakes at the same spot as sjej.
Yeah.
But the difference between him and sjej is that he takes a later apex. So as you can see, he turns in later.
Right.
And this sets his car up just nice for the exit of the corner, which is just nice on the curves and not on the astroturf. So he manages to carry a lot of speed through there. It's a very smooth drive by him. Okay, so for this corner, he might have lost a bit of time because he did not trail brake. He did trail brake, but he braked earlier than sjej. He got on the brakes like here, but he isn't turning compared to sjej's entry.
Yep.
So it might just lost a bit of time. Not significant, but still a bit. Much smoother than sjej. Oh, okay, so here is where he lost time also.
I think similar to sjej. Is this the same corner that he also missed the apex as well?
No, it's a similar corner, but it's not the same.
That's not the same corner.
The sjej's corner was the one further up.
Right.
So as you can see, this corner is similar. So the key is to brake early and not brake too late because you'll miss the entire apex.
Right.
And this is what happened to Devotee. His car is sliding right now, and is sliding away from the apex, which is the curb.
Mm.
You can see it's like initial leading around the whole curve.
Yeah, drifting around it.
Yeah, and drifting is not fast. It looks cool, but it's not fast on a race
Yeah.
car. Yeah, missed the apex entirely. Still manages to carry on. Very smooth exit. This is the corner where sjej slid.
Mm.
So as you can see, it's a very similar corner to the previous one.
Yeah, and
Devotee
he
nails
nails
this
it.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so as you can see for that long winding downhill corner,
Right.
you can see he remains flat, but then he lifts just a bit mid corner. So as you can see, he lifted compared to sjj's almost flat, like 95% flat. So
Right.
sjj carried a lot more speed through this corner. Oh yeah, exit up this corner also.
Yep.
And he probably gained a few hundreds or few tens. And then into the braking zone for this corner. I think sjj braked slightly later. So then Devotee lost a few tens, few hundreds or few tens or so. But then the key point I think is this corner right here.
Right.
The exit of this corner. As you can see, right after the curbs, he's still not on full throttle
Right.
compared to sjj's instant full throttle. I think, yeah, this is where he lost a lot of times because I saw the last sector times. sjj actually gained 200ths of a second
Right.
in the last sector alone.
Okay.
So that is kind of the
The differentiating.
the differentiating point
Yeah.
in the lap. Yeah. Because like if you get on the throttle late, it affects the entire run down to the start finish line.
Right.
Yeah, this is where they lost out a lot. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
we are
as you can
looking
see,
up.
he's about like 2 tens, 3 tens
Yep.
of sjj's time.
But you can also see that, since Devotee's replay, he's actually provided us the full replay. So, this lap 5 comparing to his previous times from lap 1 to 4, which you can see on the right side of the screen, he was clocking an average of about 133. And I think that's where on the fifth lap, that's where the so-called the golden lap comes into play. And he really shaved like 1 second away from his last lap.
1 whole second.
Yeah.
A lot
So
of time.
yeah, I think that's amazing improvement, to be honest. He's like, if you can see, notice his timing, he's hovering around the 133. So between the first and second lap, is about 1 second away. And then on the third lap, perhaps he tried a different driving line or whatsoever, that increases the timing, and then he managed to subsequently decrease the timing. So yeah, I think this 1 second being shaved off is really quite tremendous.
So great job to Devotee.
Yep, good job. And for our second run, we will be looking at our second runner-up, Synthetical. Okay, so here we are looking at Synthetical's replay. So just let me pull out my list. So we are looking at a 133.955 for Synthetical. So let's see how he do for this lap.
Okay, so because his time is not much slower, but slower than the rest. So I'm going to do like probably a corner by corner breakdown on where he lost time and how can he gain time in the future.
Sure.
So start of the be faster
Time attack
mentality
challenge.
behind the challenge.
Yep.
So we want to help you guys become faster drivers
Yep.
and yeah, make Singapore
Proud.
stronger. Okay, so the 50-meter braking point, he braked a bit earlier than that. He braked in the middle of the 100-meter board and the 50-meter board.
Can we pull out the display? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he starts to brake right here, somewhere around here.
Yeah. Yes. Goes on full brakes. Interestingly, carries a lot of speed through there, so it's good. But then, yeah. Okay, you can see his speed here is identical to that of SJJ's and Devotees.
Yep.
But then where he lost time is here he could be on full throttle already. Just gain as much speed as possible. And then he's still not on full throttle. Probably he's not that confident with the car, but you could be more aggressive. He could be more aggressive on the throttle. Yeah. Even as he goes on the curbs, he's still like at 50% throttle.
Right.
You can actually leave it at about 80% throttle. Not full throttle also lah, but still higher a bit.
Right.
To maximize the traction available. So be more confident, and I think he was shaved a lot of time here. He only gets on full throttle here right after that, just way after the exit of the corner.
Yeah. So for that last corner that we are looking at right now, he actually planted his car really to the outside of, basically right behind the curb on the right hand side.
Yeah. Okay, so I think his braking point is alright, but really pushing the limit, like probably the latest of the latest brake.
Okay.
Yeah, but the mistake is that he did. I think he probably braked too late lah.
Okay.
Yeah, might be that, or he could have turned in earlier. Right now he's a bit too late. His car is way off the trajectory through the corner. So his car, you can see, missed the entire curb.
Yeah.
And so his car is on a wider line, and that white line carries him all the way to the outside of the corner, of the exit. And this ended up causing him to be on that shooter.
Yeah.
And just like SJJ's exit. So it's not ideal.
Right.
He lost quite a lot of time here. Yeah. So next time brake earlier, turn in slightly earlier, and avoid the outside curb, and you will probably be faster. Yeah, and here he also, it's a very minute thing, but still something to talk about.
There's a lot of space
Okay,
between him and
yeah,
that rubber strips on the left.
I think,
I mean, it probably
I
won't
think
say.
because,
Yeah,
okay,
go.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, it probably won't shave much, time, or, but, I guess in the time trial, every bit counts lah.
Yeah, I agree. Use every bit of the track. So, yeah, because of the exit of his corner, his car doesn't really need to follow the ideal line anymore. So we'll leave it for
Is it just me, or the last corner that we're looking at right now, which is the one up next, he seems to be correcting the car quite a bit. It's like he's a bit hesitant to turn in, trying to get the apex of the corner.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the telemetry. Yeah, as you can see, something is wrong here. Okay, let's go back for now. His mistake actually started right before the corner. Way before the corner. Actually.
Yeah.
As you can see, his car is not positioned on the left side. Fully on the left side of the track.
Yeah, it's almost in the middle of the track.
In the middle.
Yeah.
So ideally, when you are turning left, turning right,
yeah,
your car should be on the other side of the track.
Yeah.
To reduce the angle of the corner. So in this case, he is not fully on the left side of the track.
Stop maximizing the full track width to get the best angle into the next one.
Right. As you can see, this affected his trajectory into this corner. And see his car now is facing outwards, and not like SJ's and Devote's car. So this causes him to run wide.
Right.
In this corner. And also his gearing is probably also wrong. Like he's in gear 4, but ideally he should be in gear 3. Gearing actually matters a lot in this sort of corners.
Yeah.
Because the lower your gear, the more engine brake the car will have. And engine braking is really important because engine brake actually causes the rear tires to lose a bit of grip, but not so much, but just a bit to help the car in turning into a corner. And also helps your acceleration once you get on the power. Right. So it's good to remain in a gear
that's ideal for the corner.
In a gear as low as possible in the corner. So as you can see, you can hear the car like the engine is not.
Yeah, it's not picking up the power.
Not really revving.
Yeah.
Right. So he's in the wrong gear already. So he lost quite some time here also.
Right. Also missed the apex over there.
Yeah, for that corner, he slowed down enough, but I think he probably did not know the fastest way around is probably on the curbs and not on the road.
Right.
So missed it entirely. And as you can see, his gear is still in gear 3, which is way too high. You can see like SJJ, Devote's, they are in like gear 1 and gear 2, where they have most engine braking and also the most power.
Right.
So as you can see, without the engine braking, he runs. His car is like freewheeling, like there's no brakes, so his car is just moving away from the corner.
Yeah.
Carrying too much speed.
Also back to the apex, the point on apex, this corner pretty much misses the apex as well.
Yep. You can hear the car is just not
struggling to get the power.
The power band is not
there. Oh,
he's in gear 1 now. Let's see.
So sometime lost there.
Quite a smooth corner, but still could be faster.
Can be better, yeah.
Try to go on the curbs. No, sorry, I take back last. Actually, you can it's up to your own preference My preference is probably to keep close to the curb,
right,
and then shoot out. But different drivers have different styles, so you find your way. Most important is to be comfortable. Okay, for this corner, he lifted a lot and lost a lot of time there.
Show the telemetry.
as you can see, the big leaf. So ideally, you could follow sjej's lap and like floor it.
Yeah.
Have more confidence in the race car. The car can actually do a lot more than you think it can. But also there's a limit to every car lah. So
Yeah.
it's up to you to find the limits and be faster.
So again, this corner, he misses the apex just by so slightly. I mean, he could have also turned in more and really perhaps even touch the rumble strips before accelerating out. But you can see that there's this huge gap between the car and also the apex.
Okay, for this corner, one thing that I learned in my own practice is you can't be going too fast into this corner.
Right.
So you can't be braking too late because it will affect the exit.
Yeah.
As you can see, he brakes quite late at a 50-meter board, and this makes his car run wide.
Right.
He turns in, tries to hit the apex, but his car just won't
Too
listen
fast.
and just
He's
misses the
carrying
apex.
too much speed into that corner.
Yeah. So slow down a bit more, and like the saying slow in fast out. Yeah, it applies a lot on this track. So
Well
he
said.
misses, and he because he missed the apex, he can't get on the power at
Right.
all.
Right.
So he has to wait and wait until his car is just about to straighten up. Only then he could get on the power. Compared to the sjej's and Devotees, where their car was already quite straight after the apex, and you
Right.
could get on the power way earlier. So a lot of time lost here. So all I can say is practice more, and eventually you'll get there lah.
Yeah.
So
Right. So, well, thanks Taddson for sharing these insights and his commentary pertaining to the three drivers that we just sort of reviewed. Well, of course, in this Be Faster Time Attack Challenge, the intent is to really, look at how the fast drivers really drive around a specific circuit in a specific car. So of course, any comments that you are trying to make here is not to really like uh, you know discourage or just to downplay the efforts put into the time trial, but on the contrary, it's really to pinpoint where are the so-called problem areas, and allowing hopefully the comments that we make will allow you guys to have a insight to how we would actually attack the circuit. So of course, later part in this video, Taddson will also share his replay so that you guys can also take a look at how he actually drive, and I will also post the top 3 drivers replay as well into this same video in the later part. So feel free to just rewind and watch how the 3 different drivers and also the 4th, in this case Taddson, how they each approach the corner, and I hope you guys can really learn something from the replay, be it the improvement areas or the areas that you think can really value add to your time attack, particularly for this circuit. So of course, different cars will have different kind of characteristics, and even the driving styles will have to adapt accordingly. But honestly speaking, is also the base theory to approaching a circuit pretty much stays in place, and shouldn't be deviating too much. So yeah, I will post the videos later. I'll put it in the sequential format, so you guys can actually rewind and then also come back to Taddson's commentary, and then go back to where the replays, that you are actually watching. So, Taddson, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, so uh, racing is a very deep sport lah, just like any other sport. So uh, I hope that you find my tips and explanation useful.
Mm-hmm.
Do know that you can apply what I said in just about every track, about like slow in, fast out, and not sliding your car, just driving within the car's limits and not over the limits.
Right.
Just be a smooth driver, and you will get there someday.
Sure.
So hope you guys become faster after watching this video.
Right. Okay, well said. So, thank you, Taddson, for your time. I hope you guys learn a few things here and there. And feel free to comment in the comment section, and also do stay tuned and look forward to our next time trial event. We'll be exploring what will be the next track and the next car combination will be. So just stay tuned on that. So thanks again, Taddson, and I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.
Bye.